Hi, I'm Nikhilesh, and I've been living in Germany for 2.5 years now. And I come from Mumbai. I did my hotel management degree in Hyderabad, and after that, I started working for Oberoi Hotels in India for straight 3.5 years. And I mean, I don't have a right answer why I chose hotel management, definitely, but I can tell you is looking at the circumstances when I was growing up, I was an average kid. I did not have much scores, but at the same time, that doesn't also mean that all average kids go to hotel management. All right.
Yeah.
There were bright students, of course. There, when you go in a class, there are people who are getting high scores also.
Yeah.
I was still last in that also.
Okay.
That's what I meant. At that point in time, I couldn't understand what am I doing. I think my father also played a big role because traditionally families like people, our families are not individualistic approach like Europe.
Yeah.
All right. Somewhere in the family, someone has to do a financial commitment. Someone has to, make decisions on your behalf. If you don't understand what you're doing with your life, someone has to guide you with all that steps. I think it takes a lot of time. On day one, when you start working, you don't know what you're doing. To be honest, let's be honest with that.
Okay.
There'll be very less people who know if someone loves photography, he would love photography from 0 day. Forget about first day. All right, I have built an interest and I started doing. I was not like that in my hotel management. I went to hotel. I started working for food and beverage, wherein I used to meet a lot of guest interaction and all that. That was the actual time when I went to abroad, to Dubai, and I was working for abroad there. And I already worked for a year and a half or 2 years back in India. So I already had domestic experience. Now going to international, dealing with international customers was completely different experience. Now where did I find my strength? It was just like a love, it just happened. It clicked to me. It was not like from 2 days back it happened.
Yeah.
It took time every single day. So I started talking, realizing okay, am I going to be doing this for the rest of my life every single day if I get up from my bed? Or, I started questioning myself, because half of my time when everybody, the whole world is celebrating festivals, we used to work the hardest. That's the rule of hotel management. A lot of people confuse fulfillment and being happy.
Yeah.
I can be happy I can take my employees to picnic 5 days in a month, and they can be absolutely happy with it. Am I fulfilled with that? Every single morning when I get up from my bed, am I excited to do the same job every single day for next 365 days? For that year, for coming years? I had straight answer no.
Okay.
And then I started introspecting myself, started realizing what am I good at, what not. Spoke to a lot of guests who used to come. They were CEOs sitting at some of the biggest, highest position in the companies. And yes, there were some guests who came to my life. We sat down. They helped me to figure out what am I good at.
Okay.
So someone really came into my life
Yeah.
to tell me hey, I think you should try this. Then this is what we call design thinking. I'm a guy more inclined. I have I can be a ninja entrepreneur. I've done that. But what I'm interested to say you is, you need to be open with ideas.
Okay.
When you work in any industry, you need to open your mind and work there. You cannot be like a monotonous, okay. All right. So first of all, the rule number one in hospitality first is, the more language you know, the more skillful you are, the broader the job opportunities for you.
Yeah.
Especially for hospitality, the more it's like the whole Austrian, German and Switzerland market opens. Now hospitality, the hub of hospitality in the world is Switzerland. I had a plan to go to Switzerland. I decided to go and do masters there. But looking at the stay back options, I'm interested in how much am I investing and how much am I going to get it back. I don't look for short winnings. I always look for next 5 years down the line, how much am I going to get back? Or what are the benefits as a student, what you get? So I had super solid connections here in Europe with some of my people whom I know. through companies what I worked in the past. So there were friends who were working actually in Munich,
Okay.
and they were students here in this country.
So,
And I also had a lot of friends from hospitality sector who were studying in Switzerland also. That gave me a complete comparison, because there was a point in my life where I felt like, should I do masters in hospitality, or should I do masters in MBA? Now I know that I already figured out what is my strength like, right? I know that, okay, I'm going to do marketing, but until that last moment, when it comes to financial commitments, investing so much money in Switzerland in general, it's so expensive country.
Yeah.
But I spoke this whole situation to a friend of mine who is in Munich, and he updated me on every small detail of how to get admission, what you can do after that. So he was more focused on what after study. I came to Germany, the reason being is, of course, I'm studying MBA course. One of the things which brought me to Germany was its technologically advancement, what you see in the whole across the world. Now, to specifically talk about the mainstream of why Germany is, I see that there's a wide open gap available which can be filled by management students, especially when it comes to finances, or marketing, or social media is getting big now. So yes, on the other hand side, what I see is Germany is known for its engineering and look at the technological level. They are far more advanced than the other countries. Now, not to just to convince you with this point, but genuinely I see that I've been living here. I've been involved with a lot of startups in Berlin. That's where I'm studying, and I genuinely see that there are a lot of opportunities available. So as long as you are able to fulfill the requirements for any company, and you have to be skillful. I mean, through you, I really want to tell you out to other students that just because you get a degree from foreign doesn't mean that you have everything in the world.
Yeah.
All right. I have to put this out in a very strong point. No matter which part of the world you study, if you're not fulfilling the gap, if you're not bridging the gap with your skills, nobody's going to hire you. All right. So there are 2 or 3 parts in the same question. Number one is, first of all, you cannot have MBA without experience in Germany. You need to be experienced, so then only you can study here. But for masters, you can study masters without experience. There are courses available. Second part of the question was about what I did in the past. Is it being used here now once I'm in the country? I wouldn't say the exact job what I did in the past, I'm able to do it here, but I brought some skills from there. When I said I realized that I'm good at marketing, when I was working, I already figured out top 50 tools which are being used by marketing companies. That's what got me a lot of internships here in this country. And there were a lot of occasions in my life here. Well, I mean, until now, I'm studying. A lot of companies look out for what are the soft skills you carry with you in your pocket, which are the hardest to earn. So at the beginning of this talk, when I started talking, I said you have to be skillful, right? Now, let's talk about India and then come to abroad. Back in the days, there was time when I was growing up, I knew that everybody in our society was telling, oh, you have to be bachelors at least. Now, MBA has become a new bachelor's. Okay, so there's no difference, you see. Everybody's MBA. What employers look out for you here, no matter which part of the world it is, you have to be skillful. Now, if you, as a PhD student, if you're able to deliver the same results like just a bachelor's guy, a lot of people can argue on those points. Like, no. Why then MBA institutions are available? Then why people go and study? I get that, but lying is devil in this conversation, and I'm being very true to you. I think I see a lot of students day in and out. Half of them don't know what are they doing. Again, that will give you a winning in a short term.
Okay.
You don't have to do that. You did not invest 25-30 lakh rupees to come abroad. Not, again, it's not about money, but it's about your time. Some of the crucial time of this age, you're investing into doing something which you will only do once or twice, maximum. You can't, unless your dad is really rich.
Yeah.
Right? That's another solution. If I'm from India, I would look out for companies, German companies who are dealing directly with Indian market.
Okay.
You can be a candidate, you can be ambassador, right? That's where you fill the gap. You don't have to go back. And going back should not be your option. You came this far not to go back. You're investing so much money. That's what I said at the beginning of this talk. When you do a course, that doesn't mean that Unilever is knock on your door in the middle of the night. Hey, we have a job offer for you. Right. So, first of all, language part, you have to be. It depends on what kind of job are you doing. So, if your job only involves talking to English clients, yes, I do have a lot of friends who don't know a word of German, staying in Germany for the last 5 years. They have worked their way hard. Again, German language is something, if you know, it's always plus.
Yeah.
My recommendation is, before you even start a journey to come to Germany, have a basics cleared back home. Okay, try to use that time to learn at least A1 or A2 level. A2 level it's prescribed, but the moment you are in this country and when you're looking for long-term jobs, yes, you would need a German at a point, especially areas like civil engineering or engineering for that matter. All right, so it also depends on what kind of business are you going to work with. If it's B2B or B2C, are you know? If it's B2C, of course you need to know German. If you're doing a sales, you can't be. And again, it also has a condition that which market is your product being sold. My bottom line is you should learn German. Germany as a country, no matter which part of Germany you go, the standard of living is so fabulous that you can live cheap in cities like Berlin, though it's a capital, but the same contrast changes the moment you go to Munich, right? So the standard of living differs. That's what gives a lot of people opportunities. Talking about Berlin specifically, I would like to end on this note that Berlin has become a startup capital of Europe. Bear this in mind, a lot of jobs are waiting for you. So think about which area you want to pursue your career.